Hello, I'm Sid Whedon, and this is the Psychic Weather Report for May 21st, 2025. Well, if I had to sum up the psychic weather, I would say that it's nervous, it's edgy, it's people are waiting for something to break. You feel it all over. You feel it in the markets. You feel it when you're out on the street. People are edgy. They're just um, nervous. We're having a lot of storms, just natural storms. Um, Tornadoes and flash flood rains and heavy winds and all that. And if you believe climate science, it's just going to get worse. I'm sorry, I'm burping. The economy is on edge. Unfortunately, see, we have a madman in the White House who doesn't know the first thing about the economy. And he's done a bunch of things that is going to run the economy off a cliff. If projections are correct, he's going to increase the debt by trillions of dollars. This will devalue our bonds, our ability to borrow money as a country, and that in turn will send our interest rates up a great deal. This, of course, will crash the stock market, and a lot of people will be out of work. All because, and it's all unnecessary. It's all just this one guy who doesn't know what he's doing, messing everything up. He had a good economy. All he really had to do was just do nothing. But he couldn't be happy with that, and he had to mess it all up. And if something doesn't change, we're at least looking at a new recession, if not worse. If you have a stock portfolio, I would strongly advise you to get as defensive with your portfolio. And that doesn't necessarily mean just going to cash, because the dollar is being devalued too. The dollar's losing a lot of altitude. So if you're just sitting there all in cash, you're going to, in essence, lose money. Perhaps some European securities, maybe a well-balanced ETF of European things. Right now I'm liking bonds generally. They are more stable. You don't gain as much, but you don't lose as much, and you get paid a dividend and the interest payment. Our government seems very unstable. I think people are nervous about the government. I don't think the government really knows what it's doing. And it's led by someone who unfortunately thinks he's really smart, and he really isn't. And the decision he's making about the economy all these tariffs and such, it's going to cause pain. And it won't accomplish anything positive. They say, oh, well, in the long run, in the sweet by and by, everything will be great. You know, where have I heard that before? I read an article yesterday, I think it was, talking about that no less than 30% of Americans are doing some sort of divination. They're doing astrology, they're doing tarot cards. I suppose they're going to palm readers and throwing the various kind of dice and runes also. There's a great deal of interest in runes. Runes are kind of cool. I've had trouble getting going with runes. I'm much more natural with the tarot cards. And speaking of tarot cards, the tarot card for the day is death. I don't know how close this will be in focus, but it's death, the death card. This is the Tarot de Marseille. It's a very ancient deck. It preceded Waite and the Golden Dawn decks. It's a true tarot. And you look at death, and he's swinging this great big scythe. He's like a skeletal figure. Not quite a full skeleton, but a skeleton figure. And he's swinging this enormous scythe, which is a slicing weapon that they used to harvest wheat back in the old days. And there's all these parts of people. Feet and hands and legs and arms and heads and stuff on the ground. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know. This is always a scary image to me. That people. It's one of my pet peeves about what I call sweetness and light tarot card readers. They have to put a positive spin on everything. And so the death card is really hard to put a positive spin on, even though it may lead to greater things. In and of itself, it's a pretty rough card. And but the sweetness and light folks, of course, they'll say, oh, it's just transition and change, and you're getting rid of the old to bring in the new, and blah, blah, blah. That is such garbage. The fact is that sometimes this card really does mean death. Jerry Conley died today, a representative, I think, from New Jersey, maybe. A lot of people died in the Ukraine. A lot of Russians, a lot of Ukrainians. People died in the Sudan. They died all over the place. They died of hunger. They died of disease. No, death's all over the place. And there's sometimes death means death. If you get it in a reading, the first thing you have to do is look at the cards that are around it. The cards that are around it will often tell you. But sometimes you'll get an affirmation. You may be reading for somebody that maybe it's not terribly long for this world. They get the death card. You got to decide what you're going to do with that. You may just gloss it over, Tell them that it means just transition and change. But it also means destruction, rot, death, putrefaction, arms and limbs being sliced off. This is not a pretty card. Yes, this kind of death may be a change. It may result in a transformation. But death's still death. It's not necessarily pleasant. It's not necessarily something you want to go through. It's probably necessary. You know what my shorthand for this card is the great composter. He turns us all into rotted material that's compost for something new to grow into. But when you're the thing that's going into the compost, it's not too cool. Death. That's a card for the day. It's number 8 in the tarot. And I drew this from shuffling, and it just happens to be that when you do the numerology for the date, 52122025 adds up to 17, and that reduces to 8. Him who has ears, let him hear. Death is near. The last thing I want to do with you, is I want to read you one of my poems. This is called a Seance for Myself. I call to you, myself, my soul, across the chasm of time. Come to me now. Be with me here. Let me have some peace of mind. I feel you out there in the light, that light that I can't see. I can't reach you. I can't touch you. But you're the very best part of me. The gray dove moans its lonely song. Blue fly buzzes here and there. But I cannot hear you, see you, touch you. I am alone in the air. How did we come apart? How did we drop the thread? How did we lose each other? We forgot the things we said. Come back to me. Break the curse. We need to talk again. We need to tell those dumb old stories. There's a hunger that we must feed. Speak gently to me and be patient, for I am injured and lame. I have so many questions, and nothing is really the same. Stir the curtains by the stair, or ring a cold brass bell. Anything to reach across and show me that you're still there. Sid Whedon, July 2nd, 2022. I've kind of been in equipment hell. I finally found the right little mixer that I can control the mic properly and put it into the camera so I get a good sounding video. The sound going into the video cameras has been the biggest issue I've had in trying to figure out the technology of this, but I've been doing that and I've been lost in it. So that's why I haven't done a podcast for 3 or 4 days, because I've been screwing around with equipment. But I think I finally got it, and I'm tired of screwing around with equipment, so let's hope this sounds good. Thank you for listening. I'm Sid Wooten, and this is the Psychic Weather Report for May 21st, 2025. Thank you for watching.